Huntz. Waiting for Huntz. I think actually all of this. I was watching our previous podcast, and I think that like all of this stuff, like it might lag, but it's all in the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Wait, all of it?
Yeah, like a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
stuff. Like like once you start,
Right
like
now.
yeah, like then like everything that like it
Oh,
might
wow.
show up that it's the stream is starting 5 seconds from now, but like
Yep.
everything that like you
Gotcha.
is
Well, welcome to Robot and the Bear, episode number 60.
60.
60. So we are waiting for Huntz Liu.
Huntz Liu.
Yeah. Where is Huntz Liu?
Where is Huntz Liu? You have been spending a lot of time on the internet in the streamland.
Yeah, Streamland. Oh, here he is.
Yes, oh,
Mr. Huntz Liu. Welcome, Huntz Liu. In walks Huntz Liu. In walks Huntz Liu. Oh, damn. He looks like a black metal dude or something.
Yeah, man. Who's Hessian?
I know. What happened here? Look at this guy. Super metal. Damn.
Dang.
Anyways. So we are live, Huntz. Just so you know. We are.
Yeah. Yeah, we just like,
Let me get
You sound like... Wait. Keep going again. We're going to test your volume here.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get my headset to work. It's just...
Oh.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, you sound good on this side. Maybe you can't hear well, but you might not be able to hear at all. But yeah, nonetheless, you sound great.
Okay, yeah, 1 second. Let me try to get my headphones to work.
Okay, look at that place you got there. Look at that kitchen cabinetry.
Yeah,
and look at that table. That table looks epic. Looks like
nice.
Looks like you could splay a human being on there.
I wish my place was as nice as that.
Huntz is a neat person. Look at that lighting. He's got it going on up there. He's got lighting up in the, up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huntz has beautiful lighting. I see some square, nice square, whatever
Light
you call it.
boxes.
Yeah, light boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And is that a hip pack? Do you have a fanny pack? I see a fanny pack right
here we
there.
go.
Fashionable with the fanny pack. All,
Can you guys still hear me?
I can,
yeah,
yes.
we hear you. Yeah.
Is it still good? Okay, cool. It's coming out of my headphones now. Thank God.
Awesome. You've got one
Yeah,
of those
I got-
Bodum. You got those Bodum.
So-
Goddamn, is it a little
Stop
espresso
looking
maker in
at
the
my
corner?
place. Stop.
Espresso maker in the corner. Is that a smart mug that you put on that thing so it heats up in your hand?
What are you looking at right now? No.
That the mug in your hand,
No,
it's a
no,
smart mug.
This is just
No,
from
I see 2 rolls of toilet paper above your cabinet right there. Is that toilet paper or paper towel? That's toilet paper. Why you put toilet paper there
Hey,
for?
You should take your divide down behind you. Let's look at what you got going.
Look at this. I'm showing you something today. It's a plant. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly it. So, welcome everybody to Robot and the Bear number 60. Huntz Liu is just settling in.
Yes.
He's settling in, and welcome, man.
Yeah, man. Long time no. Well, I saw you a couple weeks ago at my
Yeah,
show.
your show.
Yes. So, but still, long
Never
time
on
no.
Zoom. Yeah, this is really weird.
So, so that's funny. So we were actually talking about you since you came to Luke's show, and I think I mentioned that you like seeing art, right? Like you actually get out a lot.
Yeah.
Even like during the pandemic.
Not during the pandemic. Not in person, at least. Yeah, it's probably been a while since I saw the real show before coming to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, this year has been difficult for art viewing and other things. Yeah.
I think one of the things we were talking about is the fact that last time I was on the west side, which I was there over the weekend, was the fact that you apparently for me, I find myself kind of cycling around the same kind of microverse of LA art, like Corey Holford Gallery, like KP Projects, Giant Robot, Think Space.
Wait, we're not first. Giant Robot.
No.
Then Corey.
You're at the bottom, buddy.
Then Corey Karnowski space.
The Corey Karnowski space.
Yeah.
But you apparently kind of Huntz. You kind of have a much wider orbit than I do.
Really?
apparently, like
I think so, right? You go see other stuff that's like, I don't even know what it is
yeah, like
stuff.
really contemporary art stuff. I imagine you like.
Like you go to the museum, right? You actually go to museums. So.
Yeah. Do you guys go
Yeah.
to museums? I feel like
Yeah, I
that's
am.
pretty normal.
I go
I
to
want to,
museums, but
not too
like
often.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not as well versed as a lot of people are as far as the art is concerned, especially contemporary art, but I'll just go somewhere if I see something that's interesting or if a friend recommends something. So yeah, don't ask me to talk about art, but yeah, I definitely like looking at art. So, but as far as galleries, yeah, I think there's just so many in LA. So
yeah.
if you're in one neighborhood, you just, it's easy to just go to like a bunch at a time. So
Like, what neighborhoods do you usually hit up?
there's Culver City Arts District. Those are the kind of the main ones I usually hit up, like Downtown Arts District and West Side. Yeah, Culver and yeah, Giant Robot on Sawtell. There's not much out on Sawtell gallery wise, I don't think. But
So wait. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you're in the arts district. Do you know your way around that area now? Because to me, it's still a mystery. Like there's all these gigantic galleries that are huge, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know my way around. Like I couldn't find
gallery wise. Yes and no, but I don't know. It's still kind of a mess. Like when I try to venture out, sometimes I still get lost getting just to Corey Helford.
Right. I didn't even know Corey Helford was in like the arts district. It's funny because
yeah, is that Boyle Heights?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
I'm
like
not sure.
across the bridge, so
it's across the bridge, and but like there's a Nicodem gallery that I've never been inside of that I'd like to.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, and
yeah, I've never...
but like I remember when I first moved to Los Angeles and I was doing a lot of the underground art shows stuff, like that area was nothing. There was one like place to eat that I knew of, and that was the Groundworks coffee place, which is still there.
Where's that?
In gosh, what street is it off of? It's just right there in like that arts district.
Off right? Like 3rd Street as you're heading towards Arts District. Yeah, I kind of that name's yeah, I kind of forget what it is.
But like before, it was like gritty, and it was like just homeless people all over the place, and it was amazing. You could like see amazing murals out there, like just like graffiti and street art stuff. But then like I was there like maybe a year or two ago, and I couldn't figure. I saw the Groundworks coffee place, and I was like, I recognize that. I don't recognize like anything else. Like there's a freaking whatchamacallit? What's that one art bookstore that used to be on off of 3rd Street Promenade?
Hennessy and Ingalls.
Yeah, there's a Hennessy and Ingalls there. There's a comic book store like
the one from Claremont or whatever. I forgot what it's called. I don't remember the name.
Yeah,
it's from Claremont.
It's like in the same shopping center and all these like really...
Yeah, it's the guy who does what's that? What's that?
Tribe called, no, something Quest.
A Tribe Called Quest. Shop called Quest.
Shop called Quest. Yeah.
And that's owned by the brother who does Color Ink Book.
The Washburns.
Yeah. That's one of the Washburns, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, or he's a partner in it or something. I think because I know he does the Inland Empire one. Is the other Washburn, not the skinnier Washburn.
There's like an Adam Washburn, and then there's another Washburn.
Yeah, Adam's the one in the one with no hair, right?
I think so.
And the other guy's got a lot of hair, and he's got like a nose piercing.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. Shop called Quest.
Yeah, and it's like super bougie. There's an Earth Cafe now, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with the Arts District?
Is that where you're at?
There for a while, but
isn't that where you're at? Where are you at? Are you right by Earth Cafe?
Yeah, I'm by Earth Cafe.
Oh. Yeah. See, there you go, bougie.
Completely overrated food.
That's why I moved here, because I need that bouginess. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they definitely revitalized this area. I think downtown in general, but Arts District more recently, maybe the past five years.
I don't even know if I'll call it revitalized. I think they gentrified the shit out of it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I used the
Like
the
you
nicer
can't. No
term.
one can afford like those places generally nowadays, unless
Yeah.
like
You're Huntz Liu,
unless you're Hunt's fucking Lou.
and
No.
look where he's
Like,
at.
and we're like looking
I
at
mean,
it.
that ceiling is so high, we can't even see it.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not art money. It's web design money, but
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, so wait, the daytime job is web design. Are you still doing that? I thought you were stopped or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I got laid off at the start of the pandemic, so it was UX
Oh.
design, but trying to make things work right now. I mean, everything's up in the air still. So I think 2021, I'll get a better idea of, or after the show, I'll get a better idea of what to do
Wow.
after the zero sales. So no, I'm just kidding. But it's tough. I don't know. I mean, it's awesome that you've been able to do it, Luke, for so long, but it's tough, man.
The hustle, man.
You know.
It is a hustle. Like, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. And I'm sure the same thing with Eric. I mean, like, galleries come and go in Los Angeles, but giant robot is forever.
Giant robot.
So I don't know if you guys knew that a while ago we had Giant Robot had an office on Traction. I guess that's Little Tokyo still. I mean, I'm not sure. It was right on Traction where what's that hot dog place on the corner? I can't pronounce it. The German name was something. Yeah, we were just down the street, like right, a few doors from there. We had an office. We were there for 2 years, maybe.
Oh, I didn't know.
I mean, this is way back. Way back in the day.
Oh,
yeah.
So like in the arts district, basically.
I guess, or is that Little Tokyo still? I'm unsure.
District.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we were at the place that has a cafe in the front, maybe, and then we were behind it. But there wasn't a cafe there.
How'd you guys venture out here? Or
Just
why?
before it gentrified, we knew what was up. Just we were on the streets, man. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, man. I don't have no idea why, and I don't see any reason why that was kind of what it comes down to. Just checking it out. Yeah.
This is so weird. Just saying. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Robot and the Bear because it's all like on my computer still, but I'm like, I can talk to you guys.
That's how it is. That's how it is. So you have a show coming up. I guess we didn't even really mention that at the outset, but it's called Negative Space. Huntz Liu Negative Space.
Nice name. I like that. Excellent.
Yeah.
A lot has been evolving with your art career lately. Like you did stuff with ThinkSpace. You did a wall recently for Powwow.
A mural.
Like how has the
and he's
work changed?
Back at Giant Robot.
Hey,
hey, look, a mural.
Back in Giant Robot. I know what's the saying about me. Wah wah.
Wah wah. Anyway.
Yeah, but so have things like changed for you?
You mean just work-wise?
No, I mean in terms of your art career, like have you felt like things have you felt things have changed in the year that has gone by?
Yeah, I think there's been change, but it's also like I've kind of given up on trying to navigate or try to predict where my art career is going or where it is. It's been kind of up and down a little bit. So I'm just trying to just focus on the work and try to do things that I want to do. So, and that's where we are now, I guess. But yeah, it's been fun.
Tell us about your Powwow experience.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah, I think like a month or two before the actual event, Andrew from ThinkSpace hit me up to see if I wanted to do a wall there. And at first I was like, no. But then I was like, no, I should definitely. I mean, it's such a good opportunity, and I've always wanted to do see how my work would translate into a mural. My work just is naturally dimensional or has depth to it. So I think it turned out okay.
Did you paint it or did you build it?
I painted it.
Okay.
Yeah, not at that point where I could build something dimensional. That'd be pretty sick. But yeah, it's just flat. I use spray paint. So
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a good experience. It was tough at first. The first couple of days were brutal. I mean, I don't know. It was like right when the heat wave hit, like
Oh yeah.
last weekend
Hmm.
or 2 weekends ago. Yeah.
That was in Lancaster, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it must have been terrible. It's inland. It's like
Yeah.
Was it
hot.
over 110?
It was right about 110. I got there like right around noon or 1. So it was probably like at the height of it. Yeah. When I was just staring at my blank wall, I was like, what did I do? I wanted to just pack up and go back
Do you
home.
know what direction the wall faced? Was it like a eastern or a southern, western, northern facing wall?
It faced the direction the sun rises. So I think it faced, was that east?
Yeah, faced east.
Luckily, it faced a direction rather than being like parallel to the sun. So I had
Right.
some. So subsequent days, I went out like super early, like at 6:30, right at
Hmm.
sunrise to kind of get started before the sun kind of came over. So
Yeah. From my experience, the worst walls to work on are southern facing walls because the sun is you just can't escape the sun no matter
yeah,
what.
yeah.
But like I've been lucky on the 2 times I've done paintings, I've done north facing walls, so I'm like constantly in the shade,
Mhm.
to do that. But like I was looking at photos of your piece, and you could definitely see like the stinging rays of like the sun like shining down on it, and I was like, oh, that looks rough.
Yeah, in the afternoon it got pretty brutal. So I think depending on how your wall was situated, a lot of artists took like the early afternoons off
Mm.
and just like went back to their hotel or whatever and took a break and came back out. And that's what I did, which helped a lot because
Did you paint at night?
no.
Hmm.
Well,
Is that just?
I think some people did. Some people had lights. Some people had like really big walls, so it took them
Hmm.
way more time.
I figured yours because it's I guess you're masking stuff, right? And you're just painting flat color.
Mhm.
I figured you could do yours at night and it would totally be not a problem.
Probably,
Right?
I probably could have just
Yeah.
used my like headlights even
Sure.
from my
iPhone
car.
light. Just go for it, man.
But no, it was a cool experience. Yeah, I don't know if I did everything the right way, but I was just kind of learning as I went. It was my first wall, so it was pretty crazy to
Hmm.
do that for a powwow. I mean, yeah, pretty thankful for them to give me that opportunity. Not sure if I want to do one anytime soon, but I'd definitely be open to doing more in the future. But yeah, it's probably the most taxing thing I've done, like art-wise, physically. I'm just used to being indoors,
Hmm.
working on
No,
my work or so yeah.
Looks good.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
congrats.
It's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
No. So and now you got right after that you got your solo show.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your solo show.
So with this one, I kind of switched directions. I don't know how Eric feels about that, but I
It's
don't.
okay.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I think it's fine.
okay.
It's made out of, well, I know first thing, it's made out of wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the
Wood.
biggest thing is I moved from, my traditional medium has been paper or working with cut paper, and then for this show, I decided to go with wood for all the pieces and work with that material, and yeah.
How did you like? I imagine that's I don't know, like cutting wood and finishing. Like, so you had to paint all the pieces. You had to cut all the pieces, paint all the pieces, and then assemble it all together, kind of thing.
Yeah. So much like the whole mural thing, is just like a whole new kind of endeavor for me or process, and just learning as I go, watching YouTube videos, trying to figure out like properties of wood and paint and primer and varnish, all of that stuff. So yeah,
Got
it was a
any tips?
challenge.
Got any tips for
Y-
people?
yeah, like sand everything between everything. Like
Oh, you
every
didn't do that
layer.
in the beginning?
Nope, nope,
Oh,
nope,
wow.
nope. And then I had to redo a lot of the surfaces because yeah, it just kind of showed like when I tried to finish everything and like the paint wasn't even. So I mean, I did sand, but I didn't sand enough, and I learned a lot about grits, different grits, and things like
Did you
that.
get to Did you get to like what 200 grit or more?
Oh
300?
yeah, I'm working with like 1,000 grit for the
1,000 grit. Oh, you
the
went
final
really smooth.
finishes. Yeah, it's crazy. Like when it feels even the sandpaper itself feels almost smooth, at that point. So,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Was your motivation to move from paper to wood like what was your motivation? I'm curious.
I think my main motivation was I wanted to work with the material that was thicker. I think paper, it's very limited as far as thickness. You really can't get anything thicker than, like 50 pounds or however pound paper it
When you're
is, or
calling like
cardboard.
right when you're
Yeah, it
dealing with
stops being
wood.
paper. It's just board basically. So
And then it has a color, right? Like the board itself is not one color all the way through, right?
yeah.
It might have a surface and then it's like shitty, I don't know, pulp, and then it's
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
So um yeah, it was just part of how I envisioned scaling my work up, as
Are the
far as
pieces larger for
process.
this show?
They are ironically not
No.
larger or as large as I can go, but that I've gone with paper. But the biggest piece is probably the biggest piece I've ever done, paper or not. So
That means is there more depth because the thickness of wood? And I'm gonna guess the wood's what, an eighth inch?
yeah, I'm using
Yeah.
1/8 inch, and there's more depth. It's interesting working. It just feels like I shrunk as a person working with this material versus working with paper.
Mhm.
So that was
Mhm.
interesting, and just to see the properties of how the layering process works with this material. Yeah.
Is it easier?
No, I I've learned that I much rather be cutting paper, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just so industrial.
Oh,
I'm not used to really getting my hands dirty like that because I used aerosol or spray paint to color the wood,
Mhm.
and all the sanding. It's just it's hard. You kind of take for, or I took, you just kind of take for granted like the little things that you have that have been manufactured to death because
Mhm.
like the work I'm making, I don't know, it's not revolutionary as far as the techniques, but for me, it's something that I had to do myself. It's been a challenge. So
Well, with wood, you can definitely scale up. You could do like large pieces. You could
yeah,
do like 4 foot, like 6 foot, like big ass pieces. I'm assuming, or is
yeah.
that is the 1/8 inch wood only available in certain sizes?
Oh no, it gets pretty large. Yeah,
Mhm.
then you have warpage too, right? Like I'm sure that stuff will
yeah. At
warp.
that scale, that's definitely something I probably need to pay attention to. But we'll see. Yeah, I think I do want to work bigger, and I think the first steps would be just to maybe how do I say, like, not collage, but break them up into smaller pieces and kind of piece them together, like tile them, I guess. So
Right.
rather than a singular big piece, I could tile like 4 big square pieces.
Well,
I think
I
that'd be
mean,
cool.
I would imagine that like you'd kind of have to like tweak support beams in order to compensate for the fact that your stuff usually is relieved into um, the the design rather
Hmm.
than like you know or it's recessed into design, so you'd have to like shape like support beams in the back in order to compensate for everything that is built up behind it,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure at the larger limits or as big as I kind of eventually want to go, I'm definitely going to need way more help than what I can do by myself, as
Mhm.
far as like engineering and just fabrication and whatnot. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's definitely beyond my current resources to work big, but I would like to work at like an architectural scale, at some point.
Right.
Um, whether it's yeah, like in a wall or on a wall, just something that's more of a larger scale than what I've been working at. So that's kind of the idea behind this solo show and this new material that I'm working with.
It's time to get those interns, man. it's time to like go to art schools and like go like, hey, I'm looking for interns, and then you bring them in and you show them like that one section of freaking like Karate Kid, about sanding, and
Oh
then you
god.
hand them a bunch of sandpaper and just like go at it, man. You know, you know, sands,
Sand
sands.
on.
Wax
Sand
on,
off.
wax off,
Oh,
sand
wax
on,
on,
sand
wax
off.
on,
Yeah,
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 yeah. There it
yeah.
is. Because like that's like the most tedious part, right? It's like the reason why I personally hate working with like raw actual wood panels is that like I'll buy something from like an art supply store, and then and even though it's quote unquote finished, I still have to sand it and then like put the wet rag on it and then prime it and then like sand it again, and it's just so much work when
Yeah,
you're
no,
working with
it's a pain.
wood,
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
like what's that stuff called? There are like panels that you could be able to buy that are pressed wood particle, um like, and like, some of it they use a resin, they use a resin to hold everything together, so it's almost bulletproof, like the density of the wood.
Like
Wow.
particle board? No.
It's a little
Is it like
thicker,
masonite?
denser than both of those.
Mm.
Like I usually like will buy this brand called by Ampersand, where it's like this like dark kind of like brown finish, and it's like it's this heavy duty stuff, and like I can imagine that like like even
That's not the.
using like
I was gonna say that's not the shit that IKEA stuff's made out of, right?
no, the IKEA stuff is definitely not as dense.
I'm gonna buy you a cabinet, Huntz. Just make me a piece. I'm gonna order you an IKEA cabinet. Make me a piece, please.
That's the thing. Looking at IKEA furniture now, I'm just amazed by like just the manufacturing that goes into it, and like kind of the processes that of everyday things we kind of take for granted, like just how perfectly finished things are. Sometimes I'm just like, that's crazy to me. Like trying to do it with my own work.
Oh, that stuff's like made to snap together for the dumbest person is the idea, right? And then they make like millions of it for millions of people.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part. And then it all has to break down into a box that is somewhat, you can handle, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the weirdest. All that stuff, IKEA stuff's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? It's like origami. It's like, or whatever. It's like Tetris in a box. Everything's barely fits. And then it's like, there it is, make yourself a cabinet. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing, I guess is the hardest part to even ask is to talk about like compositions, your work. Did it change at all with the material, or is it kind of like what you would have done with paper?
It's similar, but it's funny because working at this scale would be like at an 1/8 inch sheet. When it's proportioned to paper, it'd kind of be like I'm working at like a 2-inch by 2-inch square sometimes. If it's like that makes sense.
No,
that doesn't make sense.
You mean the paper would be a 2-inch square?
Yeah. So.
Oh, I see. Because of the thicknesses.
Yeah, the thicknesses.
Gotcha.
The way it's scaled. So.
I'm a genius, so I can pick this stuff up quick.
Yeah, I'm like the worst speaker.
It's okay.
But so yeah, I couldn't get as complex as I have with paper, but it's still pretty similar as far as the forms and whatnot.
Are those just kind of like I mean, is it kind of like a graphic design kind of a graphic design's the wrong word. I don't know, like kind of like a exercise, because I know you work on this stuff probably on computer first, right? So is that like a, I don't know what you call it, just like you pushing boxes around until you figure out the right pattern, color, and like how you want everything shape wise? Well, I'm trying to get into your the artist aspect. What is not the crafts person, but your the vision of it all.
Yeah, well, the process usually starts with a pencil drawing. So and then I'll take it into the computer, and then depending on the piece, sometimes it just translates immediately, but sometimes it takes a lot of tweaking to get it just right. And as far as just the concept behind the forms I use, I mean, it's abstract in nature, and I think that I like playing in that space because it's abstract, but at the same time, it's like at this point in, you know, in art history or in our like collective kind of aesthetic understanding, like abstract shapes are almost figurative, you know, like shapes and whatnot, and colors and color theory. It's almost so mainstream that everyone kind of gets it. So I like playing in that space and conceiving just forms that kind of, I don't know, just whatever. It's organic in a sense, but it's also organic and kind of just intuitive in a sense, but it's also like it's not scientific, I guess I should say, or mathematical, like how I kind of come about my compositions. Even though it might appear so, you know, I try to make sure I don't draw like perfect squares or perfect, you know, equilateral triangles. Or is that what is that a thing? Equilateral triangles? What's
Yeah, I think it has a 60-degree. I think it has a 60-degree corners, right? 360-degree corners.
Yeah.
I think if you have that, that makes an equilateral triangle. Yeah. Whatever, man. SAT.
Because so much of what I think, like so much of how you see is just your perception, you know. So as long as I feel like I see something that speaks to me or is I don't know, appealing to me in a visual sense, I'm okay with it, you know.
So when you're working on it, is it easy? Do you like get to that point and you're just like, okay, got it? Like, or is it just like, are you ever unsure? Or
yeah, like I said, sometimes it's super immediate, and then sometimes it just doesn't feel right. It is like how I approach design sometimes, or graphic design, you know. Sometimes it's just you nail it right away, and other times you're just like, wow, I forgot how to design, or I forgot how to draw or something. Yeah, but it's fun regardless, you know. That's part of the fun for me, at least, like doing the flyer for the show, like laying it out. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how long it took me to do that, or how many iterations of me going through the type and stuff. I guess it didn't take that long, like time wise, but just it kind of looks like, you know, it was put together in like 30 seconds. But really,
that's what I do. That's how I do it. I give it about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
that's not true.
Template, bump.
About 30 seconds.
No,
I'm fast.
You have,
it's a template.
I've seen your pins, Eric. I know you.
Oh no, I was talking about the flyers.
Yeah, I know the flyers, the pins. I know you have your own.
It's very
aesthetic.
fast. Very fast.
Yours just a natural then.
Oh no. Not at all.
Anyway,
so wait.
Eric's got the eye, man.
Yeah.
Eric has like the eye.
So I know I can't wait to see your pieces tomorrow, maybe, because
oh my God, I'm nervous.
I want to see where you messed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I found some in Luke's drawing. That Luke, you don't even know about, but I saw some.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but something you fixed, and then you actually didn't fix another thing where I was like, oh, you fixed that one, but you didn't fix that one. So whatever, no big deal. Yeah, so you know, we'll see like the color levels. Like, there's going to be one where it's like, "Oops, what's that doing there?" It's okay. We'll get over that. Anyway, so we got.
Wait.
No, you'll find
Eric,
those for sure.
Where did I fuck up on a piece?
Oh, here we go.
Finding the form. You remember there was an eraser mark?
Oh yeah.
And you fixed it. Well,
yeah.
There was another eraser mark that you didn't fix.
Oh well, I mean, like that was the obvious one.
No, there was another one that's pretty obvious too.
I like how it sounds like you're putting mistakes in for Eric to find.
It's okay. It was like kind of on the opposite end, but there's a very obvious another one where I was like, oh, we didn't see that one.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that your all-seeing eye would have caught it and helped me, like, you know.
No, I didn't see it till a little later. I blew it on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
you've been living with pieces longer than I have.
I'm slipping. So we got some shout outs before we get anywhere. Yosuke Yamamoto says hello from Phoenix.
Oh, hey, Yosuke.
Yo.
It's awesome. Right? Not to us actually, saying hi to Huntz, I think.
Oh,
but it's okay.
You.
Oh yeah, he gave me some pointers for the mural. Yeah, I hit up a couple of artists or some artists, and then yeah, everyone was pretty helpful with that. So
Nice.
Oh, cool. Georgico says hello, dude. Loving your wall and loving your hair, man.
Yeah.
No, Darren and I have had hair conversations because we kind of have similar textured hair.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh? If his
It's
hair
a
was
mess.
longer, it would get a little frizzy, huh?
So the quarantine's kind of helped make a decision. Like I don't have to even really think about it. I'm just like, I'll just let it go. But in the past, it's always like, should I cut it? Should I not? And then now I'm just like, all right. It's
Right on.
sometimes easier when decisions are just made for you.
We have Andy Shen says the images I've seen of the wood pieces on Instagram look amazing.
Thanks.
What? And then you have Nellie Lay saying, hi, Huntz. And Georgico asks, now we can say it. We will have people can come from 2 to 5, limit of 3 people inside or something like that on Saturday for your show. Little small opening reception. And that'll be cool. 2 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, it's definitely not a hangout party thing. I think
I think we figured out how to make it work, because last time Luke did have a bunch of people. The smartest thing you did, Luke, was to go outside.
I just waited outside, and so people could look at the show, come out.
Because then people would be stuck inside going, Luke, I love everything you do, man, and you're the best. And you'd have these conversations that kind of repeat, like they're like running out of things to say, and they're like, Luke, you're the best. And then it's like, and they're the best.
Shower me with adulations.
So it's better to have that. So it's very slick. I was like, oh, that was really smart. Smart thing you did was you went outside, so like people can first off go, oh my God, there's Luke. Okay, then they go, I better go inside. I'll talk to him, I guess, when I get outside. So then they come inside, check out the art, then they're like, Luke, you're so genius. So anyway, that's very slick idea in my opinion.
And it's nice being outside. It is like it was like that weekend. As you know well, Huntz, like it was a very pleasant weekend. Like everything, the weather was great, and I think we're looking at like a potentially good pleasant weekend this weekend. So I'm looking forward to coming out too to check it out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No, it'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that's kind of been the biggest bummer of this year was A, not being able to see art, and B, not being able to show my work in person. I feel like that's such a big component for my work, specifically.
Yeah, to see the angles,
I'm
and
glad
it's got dimension.
Can at least see these pieces in person. Yeah, especially these wood ones. It's hard to tell the scale, like on your phone or whatever it is, because everything is in that little square. So,
would you call are these paintings? Are they sculptures?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Frankly, it kind of it could be a painting. Right? Yeah. I guess it's both. Yeah.
But the thing that's helped me is, what's that, Luke?
I said I think they're both. They're both like I mean, like the paper stuff even more probably had more of a sculptural, but you're working with color. It's just a different medium, right? So it's also a 2D, 3D kind of thing. It's like it's to be experienced like a 2D object, but it's a 3D object.
Yeah. Do you know that artist Kaz Oshiro? Not Kaz, Luke. Kaz Oshiro. Do you know him? He makes like stuff that looks like inanimate objects, like a refrigerator or a mailbox or a stereo, and it's all painted and it looks almost like real. Like he's made cabinets, like a whole kitchen cabinet thing. But basically, it's funny because he calls them paintings, but it's actually like 3D, and it's because the whole thing is actually a canvas. Like maybe it's a canvas that's got 6 sides or five sides. So like basically it looks like a real refrigerator, like real, like a, and then if you look at the back, it's just a hollow bunch of it's canvases. So
that's cool.
He doesn't even call them sculpture. I mean, he's like majorly collected now, but it's one of those things that, he might have like stuff on there, like a Post-it note, but it's actually painted on. Like everything looks so real, but it's not, right? And but then he calls those paintings. He's like, that's a painting.
Interesting.
It's technically totally on canvas only, and but whatever. Maybe that's just to make it easier to sell. I'm not sure, but it's just amazing because they literally are just paintings. It's all canvas, paint on canvas, nothing else.
So do you think he considers himself a painter? Because that's what I ask myself. Because I'm like, I'm not a sculptor. I'm not a painter either. So I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe somebody at home could answer that one. I have no idea. But yeah, he says he's a painter. I remember that. It was like, these are all paintings. I was like, whoa, that's so weird to think of it that way, because I feel they're sculptures. But he's like, no, technically it's just canvas with a bunch of, like sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a dimensional one, but whatever.
Yeah,
not important.
But assembling that kind of those things is like as important to the piece than as the actual finish, like the painting on it. So like,
maybe he doesn't even do that. Maybe he doesn't even do that part. Like he's like, okay, I want you to make me a canvas that's 2
Yeah,
feet
but
deep, and I don't know.
he's
I have no
still
idea.
thinking dimensionally, what is, like not
Or
how,
not? Yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah,
I think that like say with Hunt's pieces, that because there is a dimensionality to it and it's deliberate, um, that is, means it has like a three-dimensional, which three dimensionality to it, which kind of like falls into the umbrella of sculpture.
Yeah.
um
yeah,
but like, and with these new pieces, because you're actually painting the finish onto them. Now there's a painting aspect of it, but I guess at the end of the day, it depends on, like, the question is what is, what is more important. Like, you know, I mean, I was thinking about, as I was trying to figure out the name of that like particle board that I was looking for. I was
Mhm.
looking at different things, and I saw like raw wood, like slats kind of, put together. And I was thinking, well, like Huntz could easily take these kind of like, just raw wood and like assemble it, in a similar kind of way, and have the grains going in different directions, to suggest, dimension and direction. And it would, like, it would work without the paint. So maybe, Hunts's work is more, your work is more sculptural.
Yeah.
Dun dun
Maybe.
dun.
but he did
It
choose
creates
the
a hole
color.
in you.
He
Like, you
chose the he chose the colors. He
Yeah.
chose the colors. They came straight out of a can. You think someday you're gonna like start using blends, or do you think you're gonna get to
Probably
that?
not. I think.
Never.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't know. Possibly, but
Or
I
will you ever
no.
hand paint? Like, would you ever hand paint that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hand painting it will be the worst, because when you hand paint it, it will like lift up splinters and particles from the grain,
Mhm.
and like you'll have to sand that over again.
Yeah,
And then, so I
that's
recommend
true.
sticking with the cans.
I did
But
use
then he
cans for
can.
my mural, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking about using brush or rollers next time. I mean, but there's so many colors with spray cans. It's pretty amazing. So that's what I realized. It's way more than paper, at least. Yeah.
No, all the entire Montana kind of like paint thing is amazing. Just like how many different, like, colors they are constantly belting out,
Mhm.
different shades, different, hues, different, like, values. It's amazing. Like, like I can't even imagine what it was like doing like street art or murals back when you were limited to Krylon,
Mm.
and like, Krylon, you barely have like a 20th of the available colors that you have nowadays,
Right.
which is, like, you could like probably do like, like one of your pieces, and just go like, I'm going to do nothing but shades of gray for this one, and like find like 12 different shades of gray, cool grays, warm grays,
Mhm.
brown grays, and stuff like that, in, available in the entire, like, in your art aerosol art, like, cage
Mhm.
that is, at your local Blix. So
Yeah, it's pretty
it's,
amazing. It's
yeah,
awesome.
it's great. It's great. So stay with the spray paint. Actually, I think it's great that you used spray paint for your piece. I'm trying to imagine like how you probably, like, had to get got those straight lines. I'm assuming that you had gigantic like pieces of like plywood to kind of help create masking and stuff like that.
You mean for my mural?
Yeah.
I definitely used a lot of tape for masking, but no plywood. I gridded everything out, or I drew everything out beforehand,
Mm.
with like chalk on the wall, and I just masked everything. Yeah, there
You
has to
didn't
be a
project.
probably a better way to do it, but I mean,
Maybe there's a laser lines or something you could use that are for the wall
I
to
just
make
used
it.
a level. That's the one thing I used, was to make sure all my vertical lines were vertical, all my horizontal lines were
Mm.
horizontal, so that helped. But
I would have probably. I imagine I probably would have had a big like piece of wood that's about like half a foot deep, and just held it in place, and then just run the paint, along the edge, but
mm,
not too close, because you don't want it to the paint to pull up and drip. from
Yeah.
underneath the mask. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, there's
wow.
definitely a lot of little qualities that I had to, kind of adjust to. Just the tape itself, like the textured wall I had wasn't horribly textured, unlike some other walls, but it was enough where the tape, like the tape I brought didn't even work. So I had to like make a Home Depot run to get some other tape. It just fell right off the wall. I was like, oh my God. Because I did a bunch of tests spraying at home, just like on regular wood.
Right.
And it was smooth or whatever, smooth enough, and everything worked perfectly. But right when I got to the wall, nothing like stuck to it. It was crazy.
Was it what was the texture of the wall?
It's just stucco. I mean,
Mhm.
nothing too insane, but
Mhm.
yeah, I had to go get some like kind of multi-purpose tape or multi-material tape.
Yeah, get that Gorilla Tape.
Gorilla Tape.
Yeah, there's like this frog tape. There's all kinds of tape. I have so much tape right now. Insane. If anyone wants any tape or needs some tape advice, hit me up.
Gorilla Tape, right? That one's pretty nasty.
That one I didn't get. I don't know what I mean, I know that brand, but I didn't know they had a tape.
Yeah, they got tape.
Yeah.
Or you could get like any gaffing tape.
Mm.
Like gaffer's tape is usually pretty heavy duty stuff because you have people like walking over wires and stuff like that on sets and stuff.
Oh, right.
You
It's almost
know.
like a duct tape, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's like I think it's a paper kind of tape too, which is and it's usually black, so like it can be camouflaged into like onto sets and stuff like that.
Mm.
So but yeah, I'm trying to even imagine like all that taping and no, this didn't seem like a lot of fun.
No, it was crazy. And then like we had all these like heavy winds like on Wednesday or whatever, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh
It was
no.
not fun trying to like mask and like tape paper on the walls and stuff. Just a
Oh, wow.
but
So you're using tape for an edge and you're using paper to cover to hide
yeah, 'cause
Overspray.
the overspray was
Overspray.
insane.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, it was fun. It was a good learning experience.
Who were some of the other artists that were participating at that? Because I know
There
you were
were
in
a
it,
good
but I didn't know
amount.
anyone.
There was Casey Weldon,
Mhm.
Allison, Bamcat, I believe that's her handle on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he put me on the spot. Let me see. There was a bunch. There's a artist named Manny. I think his handle is like Raid or Reed or something. He's from Texas. Spencer Little was out there doing his wire sculptures, which is pretty cool.
So did you guys like all like I've never been to a powwow before, so I'm kind of curious, like did they like have like events or like meals together or stuff like that?
Well, hearing some stories from prior powwows, even the other ones, the other Lancaster ones or the Antelope Valley ones, it seemed a lot more festive, like an actual festival. This one was definitely way more toned down and way less I guess fun. I don't know. Hearing all the stories, it kind of made you think like how amazing the other years might have been, or other when it's not pandemic time.
Right.
Yeah. But there was, we did kind of get together like at the park. A bunch of people had walls at a park. So it was kind of cool to just hang out. I didn't really see or talk to anyone the first like 3 days because I was just so stressed about working on my wall and like trying to figure out how to do this mural. It was actually really nice to just meet other artists and kind of chat with them. Something I realized I really missed not being able to go to openings and whatnot.
Yeah. Was there a big kind of like opening or closing kind of event for the festival? Like,
not really. I think there was a date slated for it. There's a museum up there that's pretty rad. It's the MOA, which is a museum of art and history, I believe, Lancaster. And they have shows that I think that go in conjunction with the powwows that ThinkSpace puts on. But they weren't open to the public, so it's a real bummer. Like all the work is hung, so I mean the artists were able to kind of check it out. But yeah, I don't think so, because I went up there 2 years ago for I think the Antelope Valley powwows every 2 years, and it was definitely more of like a party. Like
see, I told you Huntz gets out. He goes.
Yeah, that's quite a trek.
I mean, I would recommend people going up there just to check out the walls. I mean, not just because I have a wall there now, but no, I mean Yosuke has a wall up there. It's pretty rad. There's
It's
so
still
many
there?
great art. Yeah, it's still up there. Yeah, that would be a nice kind of just weekend or day trip just to see some art outdoors.
Yeah. No, like once it cools down, I'll probably like consider it just to get out and like see stuff. Like I remember I had a friend who lived in Long Beach. I never make my way out into South Bay, but like one time I was out there and then I suddenly realized like, oh shit, like look at all these fucking powwow walls.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's a big one in Long Beach.
So I kind of like scooted around downtown Long Beach and had a nice time looking at stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and I think the nice thing about the Antelope Valley one or the Lancaster one is almost all the walls are within like a mile radius. You could probably walk most of them.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean the ones at the park you might need to drive like 5 minutes, but there's a main drag up there that has most of the walls. It's pretty rad. Where I think the Long Beach one is more spread out, like you kind of have to drive around.
Right. Yeah, I just basically kind of just decided to drive around downtown Long Beach until I saw the stuff, and
that's how you just aimlessly make a right.
I have no idea where I'm going, and then like, or if I'm hanging out with someone like, oh, that was did you see the James Jean one, and I'm like, huh, and I'll be like, take a look at it. I'm like, okay, cool. So, powwow. That's great.
That was cool. That's definitely been a highlight of this, quarantine. So,
highlight of a quarantine. I guess that should be the question for everybody. Luke, what's been the highlight of your quarantine?
Freaking the drawings show, man.
I know, but I love that. That's a question we should ask everybody. Hey, what's your if Yosuke, you're still watching, what's been the highlight of your quarantine?
Yeah.
I ate pizza. That's the highlight. It's like
I did eat pizza once, and that was pretty freaking great.
Yeah.
And it was this shit Domino's pizza, but it was fucking awesome. I was like,
yeah, right. I wonder to ask a doctor. Hey, Andy Shen, if you're still listening, what's the highlight of your pandemic?
It's crazy. I think our collective expectations for things have gone down.
Oh, it's severely diminished.
It's amazing for granted. Yeah.
Actually, we should have made a sticker and just handed it to people just as the highlight of your pandemic. Like you come to Huntz's show and you just give them a piece of paper.
You know what? That would be
this
great.
Is the highlight of your.
We should record some video like off of our phones of like people answering that question, and we'll assemble it for a special robot bear.
If they really do it, but I mean, all they do is just really quick say what it is, right? Or even just record it with voice. And then you could illustrate it and animate it, Luke. Yeah.
I am not that good at an illustrator.
Oh, no. You could just do a page by page, like paper. Just like, is it 30? Is it 30 for 1 second? You can do that.
You know what? I don't mind like, doing a bunch of freaking like, like crudely drawn versions of people. It'll probably like, it might look like,
Oh yeah, Eric's trying. Look at that.
Crudely. Oh my god. Anyway,
actually,
I love that.
I would love to have you do that. I would love to like. You can...
No. That's the point. Is no. You do it because I want to see the bear in everything. Anyway, so.
No, I want to draw people. So maybe I will do a maybe like on top of the zine that we're working on, we can like do like a really just throw together freaking like $1 zine of like just thrown together freaking drawings of people like answering the question.
What is the highlight of your pandemic? That's what he's saying. We should make maybe a button, a 1-inch button, Huntz, and it'll just say this or just wait. This is the highlight of your pandemic or the pandemic. I don't know. Just give it to people and be like, here you go.
Actually, Huntz, that just got me thinking. Like, I would love to see, like you do a kind of like a button design, because I know with like metal badges they can create that like dimensionality in your work where it's like
I don't have one here,
like layers, so like you have like a bunch of like geometric shapes, and then you have another one that's recessed in, and
that's the next level. But we did make we made a pin. We have a Huntz Liu pin.
Oh,
which I wish I could show you.
that's right there. Okay.
I might have it.
Well, we'll
Add it
put
in
it in
post.
post.
Wait, hold on for a second. You guys can
All
talk amongst yourselves.
Yes, we will talk. Yes. Wait, so what's up with that hat, Huntz?
I don't
The
know.
upside down LA hat.
I saw it. I got it a couple years ago, and it was on Etsy, so it wasn't like a mass commercialized thing.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of
Funny.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, cool and funny.
Kind of-
It's like, is it like, some, I was like, what's like, we live in such politically divisive times right now. Like, is that
Oh, you
like...
think it's a statement? No, I don't think so. Well, the funny thing is, I think someone went and did the same idea, and I saw some athlete, like some basketball player, like wearing it or something,
Oh.
like upside down, like Dodgers logo. Yeah, LA logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, I got it on Etsy. I got it before all you guys.
Fuck all y'all. I was on this shit way
Yeah.
before you were. Nice.
But
nice.
just have to be a little off.
Yes.
But,
you must feel a little bit of relief to finally be done with like all this stuff.
Yeah, next week I just have like some smaller pieces that I need to do for like group shows, like one-offs.
Mhm.
And I'll be pretty. It's been a hectic past month, couple
Oh,
weeks.
jeez.
Yeah, the powwow was kind of it was so draining, but
I when I heard that like you were painting on that weekend, I like because Eric and I were talking about it, and I was just imagining it. I was like, oh my god, that sounds fucking awful.
No,
I
you
would've-
don't understand. Yeah, I was like squatting like with an empty wall, just looking up at the sun, kind of like blasting down on me, and I was ready to call people and be like, I can't.
I can't do this.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really because it was the worst of the worst, and I think my body just didn't adjust, and it was like literally like the height of the heat wave.
Yeah.
But
Eric's back.
Here you go.
Did
Oh,
you really
no,
get
don't
one?
have it.
Oh.
Don't have it. Got you. Got all of you. Look. Oh.
Oh, Eric.
Oh.
It's
okay. Blew it.
What do you have coming up, Luke?
Oh, I have a bunch of Gundam building coming up.
Nice.
I've put off like all my hobbying and video gaming for like the past like 3 months because of like all this stuff that like has been coming up and going on. Yeah, the drawing show. I was in literally a group show the weekend after that, a group show on the weekend after that, and then
Is it Blab?
Yeah, I did Blab, and I did the Kaiju show, and
oh yeah, the Kaiju show, the greatest piece of all time. It's pretty good.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty cute. It is like super adorable. I'm even embarrassed a little bit by how adorable it is.
Oh,
and
it's so cute.
That's up right now, right?
Yeah.
But it's the Godzilla holding a
sandwich.
Instead like a submarine sandwich, sub sandwich.
I didn't realize this, but it's actually kind of subconsciously inspired by a t-shirt design that you could have gotten maybe like 15 years ago at whatchamacallit, at Japan LA, and the shirt had like a T-Rex on it with a big word bubble saying something like "bitch, make me a sandwich."
Wow, were they even open 15 years ago?
Yes.
Really?
Or maybe like 14 or 13 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's more like it because
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I didn't know they were around that long.
Same.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Japan LA's been around forever, and
wow.
So
I didn't even know about it until like just a few years ago, kind of thing. Like I kind of didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah, no, they used to be around the corner from where they were on Melrose. I remember.
Yeah, I remember they were somewhere else, and then I didn't know, but I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah, it was like 2007.
That's amazing.
They had their space, and so,
wow.
And Monkey King used to be around the corner.
There you go. Oh, you know what? Then I knew because I remember it was there.
Yeah.
But I didn't go there until last year.
Just right before it got raided by, it got looted by during the protests. So anyways, But,
Horrible.
So
that sucks. That's what we got to say about it, right, Luke?
it does suck. I
That
think
sucks.
It sucks. That sucks. That fucking sucks. And now you could like shower me with all your hate mail, which is exactly what happened to me when I commented on that. Like with those,
That's what you wrote, right? That sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
So
Yeah.
Japan LA.
Sorry, that was like an inside little joke right there, but we'll tell it
I
now.
saw what happened to Japan LA. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I went on there. I saw the inside cam video from Japan LA's post, and I like was, I was upset by it. So I wrote, because Jamie, the owner of Japan LA, has been a longtime friend. Like I said, I've known her since the early days of Japan LA, and I simply chimed in with 2 sentences. I chimed in with, "This sucks. This fucking sucks." And then next thing I know, I'm getting like, my comment is getting beat to shit by
That's
all these people going like, blah, 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 Black Lives Matter, this and that. And I'm like, you know what? I am completely pro Black Lives Matter, but like, I think that there are certain lines that need to be, certain perspectives that need to be considered.
But you know what? If you did that today, you wouldn't have that response. I don't think, right? No. It was just that heat of that moment was just people were just out of control. People were out of control.
It was a hot moment.
Yeah.
So
it was that first or second night, right, when people were
looting. When the looting like really kicked in. And apparently, like, so I was talking to people about this, and like these are things I didn't know. One of the reasons why the Supreme store didn't get looted was because like they knew the night before that, like people are apparently communicating on Twitter, like talking about like looting and stealing stuff, like breaking into certain stores and grabbing things. And so apparently Supreme had basically emptied their entire store with the exception of their underwear and, and left it at that. The store located, and the reason why apparently Japan LA got busted into is because they are located right next to a total like hypebeast sneaker store. And what they ended up doing was they busted into Japan LA, and in order to, because like the windows were all boarded up for the stores next door, and they tore through the wall to get into the
sneaker store.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Supreme didn't share that information with their neighbors?
Apparently not.
Meaning bait got broken into, right? And so many places got broken into right on Fairfax, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like very close by. Oh, that's...
You gotta like, find a way into the seedy underbelly of Twitter, I guess. Twitter, because like, I don't think they're using hashtags when they're like,
looting Supreme, loot Supreme Fairfax
crimes. Yeah. Like, let's go bust into the Supreme store. Hashtag crime. Hashtag looting. Like, I just don't think that's like how it works. So
what did Supreme? Did they tweet back or anything? Hashtag underwear or something? Just like come at us. Hashtag underwear.
Apparently they had their fingers on the pulse of all of that, and like they knew people that like.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, so.
There's somebody gonna be like, "Yo, famous people, this is gonna happen.
Yep.
Give us points. Can I have a T-shirt now? Yeah. Oh yeah, please. Yes.
Yeah.
So. Can I cut the line for the next release? Oh yeah, you could be front of the line now that you told us that we're gonna get ransacked. Thank you.
We'll let you know where the next.
We won't tell anybody else though.
An hour before everybody else does. Congrats.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody else though.
I don't know about that. No. I really don't know about that.
Well, but then like, Bait got their little cause stolen from the window.
Oh yeah, that was
the 4-footer. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, there was another gallery. Did you see the video of that? There was this one gallery that like had all this cause stuff and like all this other like hype beast stuff, and like they just showed like they ripped through the gates and they ran inside there, and like there's this little like 5 foot tall guy with a gigantic 4 foot tall like companion.
Wasn't that bait? Wasn't that bait? That was bait.
It wasn't. No, it was a different. It was a gallery.
Oh, really? And they had a 4 foot. Man, there's just tons of that shit around.
Yeah. I don't know why it's worth so much fucking money, but whatever. It's made out of fucking vinyl. It's not like it's going to turn into dust in about like 50 years, but whatever.
Wow.
And I'm a little bitter.
Yeah. So are you going to go back to paper hunts? I was wondering if this wood is a temporary thing, or is this like pushing forward and you're just going to keep moving in different directions?
Oh, I think I'm definitely going to keep working with paper. I think it's kind of like a parallel thing, or is this just a different kind of? I think I could definitely switch between the two, or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe you should go to metal, like
or plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yosuke said cause watch, by the way.
Cause mentions per episode.
Yeah. Cause watch. Yeah. He got in there.
Yeah. See, I know this is like we're really late on this information, but I just like literally learned about like some of this stuff just recently.
Well, I didn't know about it at all.
Wait, what stuff?
Oh, just the looting stuff, right?
The looting stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So you worked in plastic already, right? Or plexi or something like that, or lucite?
Acrylic. I've done that like a couple of years ago, just like small scale tests. So I do want to work with that some more. Yeah. Well, I mean, an idea I was playing around with just this show was maybe doing different materials for every piece, but there's no way I could get around to figuring out the nuances of every kind of materials. So, but I think there's so many possibilities I could apply like my process to, or interested to see where I take it. But just trying to find the time and the resources and to do everything. We'll see.
Well, you know what? When it's my birthday next year, I want a Huntz cake. So think about cake and how you could layer cake. You could do Jell-O if you want, right? We talked about Jell-O before. Layers of Jell-O.
Jell-O, that makes sense.
Layers of Jell-O, and you can. I don't know.
I love the layered Jell-O thing.
Me too.
Because it's so much fun. I used to, when I was a kid, I would like try and peel the thin layers of Jell-O.
It's so good. So good.
And what you can do is you can just like make these thin layers of different flavored Jell-Os and then cut them out, and now it's like and then you like put it in a hot like space in a like or a warm space, and just watch it slowly kind of like lose its shape, and it's all about the temporary nature of like materials and
high concept. I was gonna say, I don't know about food. That might be kind of lowering my art, but now that you explain it that way, maybe I could,
You just do it with like what's that shit called that they put on top of cakes? Oh my gosh,
frosting?
Someone on the
creme fraiche or whatever it is.
No.
The frosting.
It's almost like
icing.
It's almost
icing?
like a clay. It's made out of almond fondant. You could do it with fondant, and then you like just put it in a box full of flies.
Oh my god.
Fondant.
This work is about entropy.
Right now you're incorporating like this this time kind of element to it, and like how and you're speeding it up because the materials that we use, it's all designed to be archival, and it's all designed to last forever, or last at least a lifetime. But now you're doing stuff that's like barely supposed to even last a couple days. And so people could come back to the show.
I think people just
like how
if you pay for it, you're allowed to just put your tongue right into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there, we just ruined your art show or a future art show. This idea is just fucking disgusting.
That's cool. No, I have like a backlog of just ideas I want to do. So just getting around to doing them and having people like
just make fun of it all.
I was gonna say support you or like, but sure, make fun of you because that's a form of support.
I am not making fun of you. I am
No,
not
no,
making
no.
fun of you.
Yeah.
You know, I have like, I'm just trying to find a way of make fun of you. I guess. I guess I
No,
am
I
making
get
fun
it.
of you.
So
No.
is the wood supposed to, since you're using wood, how much of the, I mean, I guess you're painting over it, so you won't see wood grain,
Mm-mm.
but will people know that it's wood?
I don't know. I guess you can't really tell. It could be a number of different material, but you know,
I mean, is
it
that
feels like wood when you pick it up, when you kind of feel the weight of it. But it could also look. I think I've gotten people saying it looks kind of like plastic almost.
Wow.
Yeah, with
Because I figure
the
if
finish.
you're using that paint that's going to cover, there's no grain. You sanded it really well, so you won't be able to see the grain.
Yeah,
right?
you
So-
definitely can't see the base
Wow.
material, not really. So
So you like just like caked on layers of the lacquered paint, the spray paint over it.
yeah,
Really give it
Yeah.
like a smooth, super smooth finish.
yeah. I mean, it's not perfect. Obviously, if you look, there's definitely imperfections probably everywhere. But I mean,
I'll find those. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's
kinda
Eric's
scared.
job.
it shows
Maybe
cancer.
maybe I could make a one sheet that just explains like where everything's at. That's
You have to pay for that though.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, you said the heaviest piece though was what, 20 pounds or 25 pounds?
25 pounds, yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a heavy ass art piece. That's awesome.
It's pretty heavy. Yeah, but it's also not that heavy, I guess, when you look at what other people are kind of doing sometimes. That's what
Yeah.
kind of like blows my mind is like it's just thinking about like the logistics behind like super huge pieces of work or like paintings or whatnot, just shipping and crating and all that stuff.
No.
Yeah, and the cost behind all that. I'm like, yeah, those costs would supersede just how much I'm trying to get for this art.
What about the framing on it? Did you actually build that because you're already doing the wood stuff, or is that done by a framer?
Well, they're not really framed, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no outside edge, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there's no outside thing. Yeah, I kind of thought there was. You're right. There's
Yeah.
none. I've only
I
seen
mean,
the photos. So.
they probably could use like a shadow box frame just for extra protection, but
Yeah, I kind of thought in my mind there was one, but I realized, you know what, there
Mm.
isn't.
you know. So
Awesome.
So people can like really like, cause I think all the paper stuff was like held behind glass, right?
yeah, just to protect it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this stuff is just like raw and out in the open.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, people are gonna like get really close to it.
Like this, right?
Oh, what's that?
Just one of yours.
Oh yeah.
Just saying, it's just kind of got the layers and the edges, and you
Yeah.
can kind of see. Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked people can see it in person. I think, yeah, it'd be cool for me to see also. But
What's that piece that you're looking at? Anyways.
Oh, it's just one on it. Just one
Yeah.
that one of his pieces that are out there. But that one's the one. That one's not concave, I guess, convex or whatever, right? That
yeah,
one's not a.
that one's positive space, not negative space.
Yeah.
But there's two of them that are like that, where it's just kind of like the contours. It's not framed in a square or a box.
That's kind of cool. It's like a gemstone or something, kind of an idea.
No.
Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the work on the walls. It'll be cool. But
wait, so do you have like the full woodworking setup in like at your place?
kind of, yeah, I had to build a bunch of makeshift things. Like I built not built, but I had like a sanding tent. The first few times I was sanding without any kind of like, it was just getting everywhere. Because I have like electric sander too. I have a couple of electric sanders I use for bigger spots to sand. Dude, it just gets everywhere. But
so then like with all the like the spare scraps of wood that you had laying around, like did you like do you have plans for like or do you like map it out like pretty like effective so there's not a lot of waste?
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, there's still, obviously scraps that I have no use for that I end up throwing out. But yeah, I try to maximize the real estate of the material.
Because like ideally then like wouldn't it be like half of it's recessed and half of it is relieved?
Yeah, yeah. It was like that with my paper. So
Yeah.
actually, with my paper, I have just a huge collection of unassembled cutouts from all my prior pieces. I would see 90% of my prior pieces. I kept all the cutouts of those. So if I wanted to, I could assemble those into the opposite complementary piece, I guess, or sister piece. But with these
Wow.
wood ones, not so much. I just tossed them because I was like, I didn't want to even think about like sanding and painting like these little pieces. So, but I mean, I kept a few of them, but yeah, a good portion I just tossed out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look cool.
I was I think I was taking a look at some of the pieces, just looking at some of the pieces that you posted on your Instagram, and I imagine just like working with the wood, especially like the edges, must have been like hard to in order to make them like feel perfect.
Yeah, they're not perfect, so don't look too closely. But getting there. I mean, it was a learning experience for sure. I mean, it was like pretty humbling, like just trying to figure a lot of this stuff out.
What kind of wood are you using?
It's like MDF wood.
Oh, so okay, so it's actually then should be very consistent.
Yeah.
It's way more consistent than like say like
Plywood,
plywood. Yeah, that would be
or a birch ply or something.
Yeah, so there's less warping too. So I think
Mhm.
a lot of those qualities were pretty nice to have.
No. But does the warping come from the grain, or does it come from the material? Because I know MDF warps as well. So,
I think I'm not sure the science behind it, but I do know MDF warps less. Like it's not as affected by say like humidity as like a lot of other woods are, especially like untreated. You know.
right.
Yeah, because you
right.
can kind of like put water on one side of some, like plywoods, and it'll warp, right? Because one side will expand or contract,
Yeah,
and the other
yeah,
side
yeah.
won't. I know that'll make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. Did you have to putty anything, like weird divots or anything like that with
Mm-mm.
some kind of wood putty?
Mm-mm.
You didn't have to do that.
No, thankfully, no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really weird thing too. Just from doing woodwork, using putty sucks because that actually like looks great. 2 days later, it can actually like pop out, like it starts to expand or something. It doesn't contract; it'll expand. So you're like, it was perfectly smooth and flat, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, it's out. Like you're like, oh shit, it'll pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wood sucks.
It does. It's crazy, but yeah, I'm happy with the results.
Do
Very
you have
cool.
anything? So you're saying that you have like some other group shows lined up after the solo show.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of little things.
Mcminty challenge.
Oh yeah, that's probably the most immediate one.
What's Mcminty challenge?
McMinty challenge.
What is that?
It's a group show at GR by Maggie Chang.
Oh.
She kind of had like a pandemic list of prompts. Like every week she would have a prompt.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then people would do the work. So we were kind of like, oh, let's just do a show of those kind of pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it would be like a mood maybe, and then people would make works. So
that's the show after my show. So
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So it transitions right to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I was gonna ask, are you doing a post-it show this year?
Yeah, I think so.
How's that gonna work?
Are you gonna do any post-its? It's gonna work great. You gonna do any post-its?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
I'm
Everyone gonna do any post-its?
Get them out of the way.
Let's see. Who do we have here?
How do you do?
Nelly, Yosuke, Georgico. Post-it show.
So how can new artists like apply
Not
to
suck.
be a part of?
What did you say?
Not suck.
Like,
Oh my God.
this can't suck, and you're shooing for the Post-it Note show.
Oh my God! But no, just hit me up. Hit me up. Hit me up and
It's Eric
yeah.
at Giant Robot with a K though. Email that.
Yeah. Eric at giantrobots.com. Yeah.
Giant Robots.
Yeah. Giantrobot.org. Yeah. Hit me up. Hit me up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's that was the plan. We just kind of we'll discuss it yesterday that we'll try to do a Post-it show and figure out how to make it work. And we'll just cross the bridge when it comes, because maybe by then we will all be vaccinated.
Nope.
We'll
Yes.
see. Highly doubt that.
Yes.
No.
We're gonna have a new president by then, or I'm sorry, a new one.
Won't.
No, we won't actually. We'll still have the same president until January, but we'll either have that could be either really awesome or really bad. Yeah, we don't know, but nonetheless, we'll figure out. We'll cross the bridge when it comes. If you wear a mask, you can't come in. Yeah, blah blah blah. Right. Or if you don't have a mask, you can come in.
Don't wear it. Wait,
I'm just kidding.
What's going on?
I'm just kidding.
Cool, man.
If you don't wear a mask, the Post-its cost double. How's that? Is that worth it? No. 4 times.
It's not worth
4 times. Quadruple.
Add a 0 at the end of it. And
No, I'm gonna hold my breath, man. I'm gonna practice this, like, I can hold my breath
Oh my god.
like that.
It's gonna be N95 freaking weekend for Post-it Note Show weekend. Like, gotta put the most protection that you possibly can on to make it worth your while.
Yeah, fuck. That sounds awful, actually.
Yeah.
I gotta think about that. Okay. I'm like, wait a second. Do I? Okay. Anyway.
I was like, we were talking about this.
Just imagine
weekend,
the COVID dirt bags are gonna come.
Oh well,
gosh.
It's not only just the COVID dirt bags. Like the setup.
No, it's not only the COVID dirt bags. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, well, like you got like
You agreed.
Have you ever, if you've ever attended like one of these like setups, like it is like a 15-person setup to get like that show up in like the 4 hours it takes to put the show up. Like with only 3 people doing it, or maybe at the most 4, it's gonna basically take twice as long. It's gonna be like an all day, all evening, hanging.
Yeah, the hanging part will be interesting too. But actually, the first people online will be probably the safest. The first person online will just be him and his germs. So
yeah.
Wow.
But it's not
a disaster.
impossible.
This sounds like a disaster.
It's not impossible. It's just going to take a long time.
You're gonna have to pop shop each post.
Oh my god! How about outdoor in the parking lot? Just let it blow. Maybe we'll make walls.
It'll probably rain that weekend too, which is going to be the funny part.
We'll put walls with Post-its and plexiglass over it outside. No, that's not.
You could do it to a certain degree. You can put photocopies. Everybody.
You could use temp walls. Yeah.
You could put tents up, and you can in the back space, and in the parking lot.
That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, just put Post-its and notebooks instead.
Or walls,
on walls,
by some boards,
and have
You mean so it'd be outdoors?
Yeah, it'd be outdoors.
And there's a gust of wind comes, even if it's in the tent, probably.
Yeah, basically everything will have to have double stick tape put on it, but
it already does, and it still falls off.
Yeah, but that's because you're using a wall that has
a little bit of texture. It's got texture. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. Oh wow,
I could give
we'll
you
cross the
better,
bridge.
Better tape to use if you need.
Okay, some Gorilla. Oh, that frog tape.
Says he covered on the tape.
Yeah, this thinking. I was thinking we could handle this. Now I'm kind of like, oh man, just think of
the logistics.
Yeah. Or what you could do is you should strip it down to just I don't know, the top 50 artists that
maybe top 50. Luke's, you're in it. Huntz, you're in it.
We're in it.
Yeah.
You and me, Huntz, we're in the shit.
I'm artist number 49.
Top 50. That's amazing. Huh.
Yeah, because
so it gets rid of
hundreds of artists in that thing. Right?
Yeah, 440 last year.
Oh my god, artists?
440.
Yeah, you can order the top 100.
It gets more and more. It's every year there's I think between 2 years ago and last year there was an additional 100 artists.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's time to think about the.
Yeah, don't email Eric.
It's time to start thinking kind of hard about these things.
Maybe break it up in 2 weekends. Break it. Oh, well, maybe we'll break it in half. Or something. I don't know. I don't know.
You could just
Okay. Top 100 artists, and the Post-its are going to cost double. Yes. Thank you. Good night.
Actually, that might work.
Double the price
I know.
after work.
Right.
That
Thank
might
you.
really work.
Yeah, less and double the price. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But,
Bye, Robot and the Bear out. Thank you.
But generally quote unquote higher demand pieces.
Oh yeah, those gotta be a lot. Sorry, all those flippers in line. Oh,
this dirty SARS-CoV-2 flippers.
Oh man.
Just kidding.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll still submit my post-its.
Yeah.
oh.
What?
Yeah, this sounds difficult, but okay. It went from me being, yeah, no problem, we got this, to like, oh my God, I don't know now. And I'm like, oh man. Yesterday I was like all confident. I was like, no, this is no problem at all. We got this. Now I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wear a hazmat suit in there. You know? That's more what I worry about. Getting the post-its on the wall, I don't care if it takes 24 hours. It'll get done, but the hazmat suit part is the part I worry about.
You know, fortunately, it's in November. It's in the winter.
It's December. First weekend of December.
So,
So all the people that have got COVID are just gonna walk in and be all, whoa, it feels good in here. It's like, I'm gonna be like,
people will be singing at the top of their lungs about the Post-it Note show, which is like, apparently the #1 spreader, or like the worst way of spreading.
I think it's gonna be I think the Post-it show can be a super spreader event. So I'm a little worried about it. Super spreader.
Super spreader.
All right.
Giant robot super spreader.
Super spreader. Post-it show super
Post-it
spreader
show
edition.
super spreader.
We should make super spreader shirts.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a nightmare
Oh
here.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's gonna
sounds
be
scary.
awesome, Eric. I'm excited. You can count me in on helping set it up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think last year I missed it because I was out of the country. So.
Oh, you were somewhere else. Were you at a Toys Fair or something like that?
Yeah, I was I was at Culture Cartel in Singapore.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
weekend. So it was I totally missed it. I don't think I was even in the show at all. Like I was like, oh like come. Like, and I think I was a no show for that too, or did I?
Yeah. No, I think you were a no-show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, well.
shoot, disappointment. One big
No,
disappointment.
it's
after another. Letting his buddy down.
No, it's okay. Anyway, I'll think about all this now. I have to regroup on this whole idea.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think we'll have to regroup. We have to regroup on this whole thing now. Now that
Back to the drawing board.
I'm just more worried now about I'm like, oh yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm just thinking, God, look at all these there's gonna be dirt bags that probably are sick that are gonna be there. Who know they're sick, and aren't gonna give a shit because they want art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're they know that they've got it and they're just like, fuck it, I'm going because I want the art. I want the Luke Chu post-it,
I want James
or the
G
Huntz Liu.
post-it,
Oh yeah, and they're just sick and they don't give a fuck. And they're, oh my God.
Oh, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
You'll figure it out.
Super invite only this time, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh no, it can't be invite only. You just have to let.
It is invite only.
What?
Oh, I mean artist wise. You mean like the public's different. I'm artist wise. Yeah, it's always invite only.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no open calls, so
No.
I'll figure it out. Wow, scary. Anyway, now I'm very unsure.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eric, don't be like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at photos right now of previous, Post-it Note shows. Look at all those people just smashed in there.
Oh God.
Look at that line going
No.
in front of the Furaibo restaurant in the corner.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to. Maybe I could let one in at a time. One for 1 minute. You have 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you have a total of 2 minutes to fucking go through this and pick it out.
Yeah, you have to hold your breath the whole way. If you breathe,
No
you're out.
breathing.
Yeah, no breathing.
Oh, it's gonna be fun when we put Mark Todd on the show.
Yeah.
Get his opinion about all this.
Oh my God. Oh, he won't care because he's not going to be there. So he'll be like, "Oh, I'll just not even show up because he doesn't want." That's the smartest thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
So wait, Huntz, have you played? Okay, this is totally off subject. Have you played basketball? Because you're a basketball fan, you're a basketball player.
Oh, that's funny. Actually, I shot
But
around at Powwow. Did I say
okay,
that in this podcast?
no,
Okay,
no, not at
because
all. I know you're a fan.
yeah,
And
like
you,
I was saying, a few people had walls at a park that's up there, and they had courts that still had rims on them. A lot of the courts in LA, they pull the rims off. I don't know if you
Oh,
noticed.
really?
There's no rims on the backboards. It's just backboards.
oh, so it's funny. The park near me, nearby, yeah, this still has the rims.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
hmm
well, maybe I need to swing by there and shoot around.
So you actually,
yeah, so
you
I shot
actually,
around a little bit. Just I had my emergency ball in my car, so
wow,
Wow.
you have
that
an
was-
emergency ball in your car?
it's just like a cheap rubber ball, but it was nice to just shoot around, man. But yeah, playing an actual 5-on-5 game, who knows when that can be safe to do. But shooting around, that's good enough for now. Like I said, low expectations.
Do people know you're a basketball fan, or is that kind of like,
Like
or basketball? You play basketball? Is that sort of known?
I don't. I mean, I don't. I make friends know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm
No, I
not
wasn't sure.
good
If,
or
I wasn't.
anything,
I wasn't sure if the artists even know that. Like other artist
Oh.
friends know that you even
Actually,
like, play
it's
basketball.
funny because
I don't-
Darren, there was a basketball connection with Darren of Georgia Code because I was playing in this kind of intramural league like a couple of years ago, and Darren's sister was dating a player that was on my team, and we made the connection very like separate, like independent of even bringing up Darren or anything. I was like sketching in my sketchbook between games.
Oh,
And she
she's-
was like, she was just there like watching, her boyfriend play, and she was like, "Oh, what are you drawing?" I was like, "Just trash, whatever." And then she was like, "Oh yeah, my brother's an artist," and I was just like cracking jokes and stuff. I was like, "Oh yeah, your brother must be poor or something like that." And then I don't know, we made the connection somehow. I was like, "Oh my god, your brother Darren?" And she's like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" But it was just it happened to be when we had that group show together. I had that group show with Georgia Cohen, I think Maggie, and a couple other artists. Anyways,
Mhm.
yeah, side story. But
Cool.
Mm.
Well, the big question: can you dunk a basketball?
nope.
Oh, okay.
I was close when I was younger in my physical prime, but that's probably why my knees are so messed up because I've tried to so many times, but close, but no.
Or last question: who's going to win this basketball thing? Because I
Lakers.
know you're watching. Huntz watches a lot of basketball. I know that because once in a while, I actually haven't watched a game like a full
Oh, you
game.
haven't watched any of the playoffs?
I just highlights. Like I might watch a
Oh.
1 minute recap. Which everybody makes every shot in a recap, right? And everybody
Yeah.
makes great defensive plays, but you're not seeing like,
Oh
the
my God,
game
that
where
block.
they actually.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's
see that
amazing,
block? That
right?
was
Yeah,
amazing.
it's amazing. So I'm like, that guy Bam Adebayo is the greatest player of all time, right? Because I saw this block, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm only seeing highlights. So everybody is amazing and everybody's a great everything, right? So I don't really know the actual
No,
up
the
and
playoffs
down
have
of the
been
game.
great, man. It's been giving
Because
me
there's an
extra
up and
life.
down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you know, the Clippers got knocked out last night, which was, as a Laker fan, it was pretty glorious. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, but yeah.
Yeah, it was very glorious. Yeah, I'm even happy, and I only caught the highlight. I didn't even know it happened till
Mhm.
I think you sent me a message. You sent me a message saying the Clippers are trash or playing like trash.
Yeah, it was.
And then I was like, what's that mean? And I look and I'm like, oh, geez, 20-point. Anyway.
Yeah, Luke, I don't
And
know
then
if you follow basketball.
then I
but-
went from a straight face to a smile. I was like, oh. Anyway, I'm finding joy in somebody else's failure, which is absolutely terrible. But
That's the way.
once
it
in a while,
Pretty close to feeling bad for them, but no.
no. In sports, it's okay.
Yeah.
You can
And
you
they're
can
all
enjoy someone
millionaires,
else.
So whatever.
Or almost a billionaire. Yes, even yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
not. Sorry, that's completely side story. But now you know, Huntz is a basketball fan.
I had no idea. This is
Yeah.
all news to me.
He's a jock. Look at that hat
Pretty
with
much,
the
man.
with a weird LA upside down logo. It's
Yeah,
very
we were
athletic.
talking about that
We
earlier.
were talking about that when you stepped away. I was like,
Oh.
no, like what's going on with that hat? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Understand.
Luke thought it might have been a political statement.
It
Oh,
could've
LA
been.
upside down with
It might be.
could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be like a statement against like like the LAPD or something like that.
Whoa. Defund upside down. Oh, wow.
Fund the man. LA upside down.
Oh,
Alrighty, guys. We've hit the
All right.
half-hour mark.
We hit the 1.5 mark.
Oh, wow,
Huntz,
okay.
you made it. We made it across the finish line.
Yeah, I hope that was
And,
listenable, but
No, it's fine.
Oh, you're great.
It's great.
Huntz.
It's great.
Yep, you're great, Huntz. I'm looking forward to coming by the show. The show will be open at Giant Robot 2 on Sawtell, kind of like in between the two Tsujitas. And
Yep, we're the Tsujita one. Yeah, Tsujita. We are between the two Tsujitas, actually, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's a left ball, right ball, and we're the dick in the middle.
oh god, come on by.
Come on by.
Between 2 and 5, and I'm assuming you'll be live streaming it probably like an hour
At
before
noon.
that.
Probably at 12 or something.
Yeah.
Probably usually 12 or 12:30. We could do either.
We're saying noon, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. It'd be fun.
Looking forward
Cool,
to cruising by and check it out in person. Everyone, come on out and support Huntz Liu. It's going to be a great show. Yeah.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for thanks for being on the show.
Yep.
You know.
All right.
And
Thanks much, all.
everyone have a stay safe.
Good week. Stay safe.